welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be discussing the prospect of Alexander Isak joining Liverpool Football Club. Let's go. Initially, I thought this transfer would be impossible. To attain a talent like Isak, you need to pay 100 plus millions. That's just a straight fact. At least 100 million, if not 120 million. That's how good this guy is. And especially due to the fact that we signed Florian Wirtz pretty much at this point, who cost over 100 million himself, it looked impossible to sign another talent like Alexander Isak. But the last few days, the prospect of Alexander Isak joining Liverpool Football Club isn't miles off. The news has been intensifying by the day, and it looks like Liverpool have the money ready to spend on him. And I respect my club for this. We're finally acting like the superpower we are, right? They feel like this is the window of opportunity to grab Alexander Isak, and they're going for it. And as you can see on the screen, I know they are Twitter accounts, and Twitter isn't the most believable of places. I understand that, don't get me wrong, but multiple accounts are reporting the same thing. Surely this isn't a coincidence. We are desperate for this guy, and we've been wanting him for a very long time now, so I'm not surprised. But the fact that we're trying to get him after signing Florian Wirtz, that's a massive statement. And another piece of news that I want to tell you guys is that if we don't get Alexander Isak, the second option is Hugo Ekitike. And that makes sense because they are similar profile of players. Alexander Isak is way better than Ekitike, right? He's more of a complete product and a finished article, but Ekitike's got good potential. But if you were asking me, out of any striker in the market right now, who I want, it's Alexander Isak. And I think every fan base in the world would say the same thing. This guy is that good. But if we're going to sign Alexander Isak, there are going to be outgoings. And I'm just going to cover players that have been sold or might potentially get sold. Let's start off with Kelleher. We're getting £18 million for him. For me, that's a good piece of business. He only had 1 year left on his contract. Getting that amount of money is great. In my opinion, he is worth more than that. He is one of the better quality goalkeepers in the world, but we can take what we can get. Trent Alexander-Arnold, £8.4 million. Real Madrid paid this fee to get him early, and that's a wonderful piece of business. Considering the fact that we felt like we were not going to get anything for Trent, £8.4 million, that's very smart business from Liverpool. And now, to players who might potentially get sold, I believe Harvey Elliott is definitely up there on the list of players who are going to get sold. He's a very talented player, don't get me wrong, and he's had his moments, but for me, consistency has been a big issue for him, and a lot of the times he ghosts in games. He's got great quality on the ball, but you don't feel his impact in games enough. But he's a very good player, and he's still young and has a lot of room to grow. Personally, if it was me, I would love to keep him. He's a great squad player, but he said in an interview recently that he wants to play more first team football and he doesn't want to hinder his growth, and I completely get that. So I do believe he might get transferred. Kwanzaa is another guy who comes up in talks. Personally, I would like to keep him because he's very promising. He's shown great talent, but he's definitely up there on the list. Joe Gomez, another guy. I like Joe Gomez as a player, don't get me wrong. Very versatile. Can play as a centre-back, can play as a right-back, as a left-back. He can play across the back line. But the problem with Joe Gomez is injuries. And it looks like we can get £30 million for him. And if we get that type of offer, I would sell him. Just because of the lack of availability from Joe Gomez. Next up, Darwin Núñez. There's been interest from Saudi clubs and especially Napoli as well. And it looks like Darwin Núñez is definitely leaving, it's bittersweet in my opinion. I think Darwin Núñez has frustrated a lot of Liverpool fans during his tenure, but he still has delivered very good moments for us. I remember scoring 2 goals against Newcastle to lead that comeback, scoring 2 goals against Brentford to essentially win us the league. He's had great moments for us, but he's not good enough to play for Liverpool at this current moment. Chiesa, same thing again, lack of availability from him, too injury prone. He's low-key a legend over here for the season that he's played, but it looks like he's getting sold, especially to an Italian club. Robertson, as the days are going by, it looks like Robertson's going to Atletico Madrid. And this is sad for me because he's a club legend. And I still believe he can have some sort of use for Liverpool. Just having that veteran presence in the locker room, it's so important and key, especially for the younger players to grow. I think he's still got good quality on the ball. I think he can still mentor Kirkes when he gets there. So I still believe Andrew Robertson has great use for this club, but I understand he wants to play first team football, and I think Atletico Madrid will provide him the system and environment to succeed. And another guy, Luis Diaz. Personally, I'll do whatever it takes to keep Luis Diaz. He's shown me great improvement this season. His output has been outrageous. You saw the goal he scored for Colombia against Argentina. You saw some of the skills he was doing. He's still a very good winger in the league. And I feel like Liverpool fans underrate him. Without Luis Diaz, we don't win the league. Especially at the start of the season. This guy was carrying us through a lot of games. And a lot of Liverpool fans fail to recognise this. I know Barcelona are great admirers of Luis Diaz, but they're not willing to pay up. So it does feel like Luis Diaz is going to stay at Liverpool, and I'm very happy about that. Liverpool's attack. So obviously under Arne Slot, we play a 4-2-3-1 system. So we essentially play 4 forwards, and one variation of our forward line is with Luis Diaz on the left. I think Luis Diaz has done a tremendous job of improving his output. Obviously, age is not on his side. He's 28, I believe, turning 29, or 27 turning 28. One of them two. But he's really improved his game and has adapted his game. He's put himself in more goal-scoring positions. And as a result of that, his output's gone a lot better. And he's more clinical as well. And another variation is with Gakpo on the left. Gakpo is more of a guy who's a lot more direct with his actions, whether it be cutting in onto that right foot from the left and just whipping a shot to the keeper and testing the keeper out, or delivering dangerous crosses into the box. He's very direct as a player, so having these two guys competing for that left wing position is very healthy, and they excel in different things. They offer their different strengths to the team, and I think that's going to be beneficial in the long run. Because if you really think about it, the one thing that gave Liverpool an advantage over their competitors was the fact that we had a lot of depth in the attacking positions. And if we add Isak to our front line, that just puts Liverpool above and beyond the rest in terms of offensive firepower. So I really hope Liverpool get Isak, because it's going to look very scary for the rest of the league. I know all Liverpool fans right now are excited and exhilarated, pumped up with adrenaline. Trust me, I feel the same way. To be honest, I feel very overwhelmed right now because of the number of transfer targets, the transfer news that Liverpool are getting associated with. Like, I've never felt like this as a Liverpool fan. Maybe the transfer window where we got Van Dijk, Alisson, Shaqiri, Keita, I believe. But this is just different gravy. But I just want to take an opportunity and chance to review some of the transfers we've already done, because, look, this Isak news is big, but it's so easy to forget about some of the business we've already done. Jeremy Frimpong, we've signed for £29.5 million. That's an absolute bargain for a 24-year-old who's one of the best offensive fullbacks in the world. That transfer feels like a lifetime away, It felt like it happened 2 years ago, to be honest. So, yeah, unbelievable signing. Florian Wirtz. It's been confirmed that the fee is £100 million plus £60 million add-ons. The transfer looks like it's pretty much complete. I think the medical is the only thing left. And it's excellent for us, because initially I thought this guy was going for £137 million, but Fabrizio Romano reported the situation very wrongly. £100 million plus £60 million add-ons is a great deal for Florian Wirtz, and don't let anyone fool you into thinking that it's not. And then Kirkes, again, it's not as concrete as the other two signings, and the deal might range around from 40 to 45 million pounds. But based on the podcast Kirk has done, like, bro, this guy's pretty much confirmed he's joining Liverpool. Him and his dad did a podcast and they were literally raving about Liverpool for the whole podcast. If that's not telling you anything, I don't know what will. So yeah, it looks like Liverpool have conducted a lot of smart piece of business already, and the fact that we're trying to get not Vert, we've already got him. The fact that we're trying to get Isak, we're trying to issue a statement right here. What this means for Liverpool. Look, I believe that Liverpool are investing very heavily because they're looking at potentially building a dynasty here, especially due to the fact that City look vulnerable and Arsenal haven't looked the greatest. Liverpool's ownership have identified this and they're looking to pounce on the opportunity. And the fact that we're trying to sign two of the best players in the world, in Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak, that shows the ambition of the club. And that's all we've been asking for the last couple of years. The last time we won the league, we did not invest enough into the squad. This time, we're showing why we're league champions and why we want to retain the league. It's an unbelievable time to be a Liverpool fan. Fingers crossed that this transfer happens. I know a lot of fan bases are like, yo, this transfer is not going to happen. Ain't no way. They just signed Florian Wirtz for this amount of money. No way are they going to sign Alexander Isak. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching my video, and peace.